What time is it? Game time. What time is it? Game time. What time is it? Game time. What time is it? Let's go. We ready. We ready. We ready. We ready. I'm going to the house. I'm going to the house. When I step on the field, I send one message. This is what it feels like. This is what it feels like. Football is getting hit. That's it. It's gonna be football now. What time is it? Game time. What time is it? Game time. What time is it? Game time. What time is it? Let's hunt now. Let's hunt now. Let's go. Let's hunt. We ready. I'm going to the house. I'm going to the house. We're talking about the Jets like we're talking about the Saints. You know, all this hollering, we the Miami Heat of football. Yeah. The bottom line is you got to buckle up with chin straps. It's embarrassing. Yeah. Don't disrespect the game like that. There's too much crying from that. He's a man. They can be a hit just like us. He's a man. You already make the big money. He's a man. Don't cry when you step on the field, man. That's who I did. When I step on the field, I send one message. This is what it feels like. Oh, my bad. Your bad don't work in my world. What time is it? Game time. What time is it? Game time. What time is it? Game time. What time is it? Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. We ready. I'm going to the house. I'm going to the house. It's a wrap. Game over.
No, this game is not over. It's just getting started right here on the lunch break on the legendary KYOK and the all-new 92.3 FM. We're streaming live, kyokradio.org, and I'll tell you what, man, it is an oh my goodness Monday. And boy, that phrase means more today than it ever has before. What in the world happened to some of those games yesterday? Cowboy fans, what happened? Saints fans, oh, wait a minute. I thought the Saints only had 2 losses because of the defense and the special teams. Not because of Jameis Winston in the offense. Jameis didn't play. They lost to Atlanta. And Aaron Rodgers, bruh, if I'm the Packers, I don't like you too much. I just don't like you. And I'm sorry, Mac Jones, Mason Rudolph, Mac Jones, Mac Rudolph, Mason Jones. Bruh, what are you doing? Oh, my goodness. And some of those college games, can we just come to one conclusion? The College Football Playoff Committee is in love. They are looking forward to a long-lasting life with their longtime love, Alabama. Alabama barely beats LSU, a team not very good, and the College Football Committee is going to fall all over them at number 2. Cincinnati barely beats, Tulsa, and it's a horrible win. Oh, they escaped with their lives. They're horrible. They barely won. Oh, my goodness. Oh, my goodness. All right, that's how we're going to do it today. You want in 281-453-1000. Give me your oh, my goodness moment from this week, your best oh, my goodness moment from this weekend, whether it was NFL, whether it was NBA, whether it was NCAA, whatever it was. Give me your best oh, my goodness moment from the weekend. I want to hear from you here on the lunch break. 281-453-1000. That's 281-453-1000. Or you can text me 832-403-5005. That's 832-403-5005. You can email AJ@KYOKsports.com. That's AJ@KYOKsports.com. We rolling. Oh, my goodness, Monday on the lunch break.
The legendary KYOK, 1140 AM and 92.3 FM. The legend continues.
All right, looks like the commercials are not playing today, which is okay. We'll figure it out. We will definitely figure it out right here on the lunch break on the legendary KYOK and the all-new 92.3 FM. If you want to get in, you can do that. 281-453-1000. That's 281-453-1000 for the lunch break. Got our special sponsor going to be calling in just a little bit, and that is none other than Butterball Turkey. It's that time of year. If you need info on how to get your turkey right, then all you got to do is be listening when Butterball calls in today. They're going to have all the deets for you today on the lunch break. Okay, let's get this going right here on the lunch break on the legendary KYOK.
Communication Workers of America District 6. Trey and I are inviting you to listen in to our new political talk show, Power to the People Political Hour.
Hello, this is Trey Daniels from the Daniels Group. Yes, Claude, the show will be hard-hitting and informative, talking about national and local political issues of the day, week, and month. Interviews will be with pastors, community leaders, elected officials, and political operatives. You know, Claude, a part of our responsibility is informing the citizenry and give them power to the people.
That's right, Trey. We're asking that you listen in on 1140 AM, 92.3, or streaming on KYOKradio.org, Thursdays at 10 a.m.
If you have $2,000 or more in credit card debt, then listen up. We can reduce or eliminate your interest rates. Cut your monthly payment up to 50% and stop all late fees. Our company has been helping good people just like you get out of debt for over 30 years. Don't get stressed out. If you have $2,000 or more in credit card debt and medical bills, we can show you a way to reduce all of your bills to one lower monthly payment that you can afford. So again, if you have $2,000 or more in credit card debt and medical bills you can't afford, make this free call today and learn how you can finally get out of debt. Call now for your free consultation. 800-638-7112. 800-638-7112. 800-638-7112. That's 800-638-7112. Sponsored by Credit Card.
This is Irma J from Internal Revamp, and you're listening to AJ on the lunch break.
Thank you there, Irma J, right here on the legendary KYOK and the all-new 92.3 FM. We're streaming live, KYOKradio.org. Also, if you are checking us out on Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, or Twitch, thank you for tuning in over there as well. A big shout-out to Jerry. Jerry just emailed aj@kyoksports.com. Did you see the Texan game? Yeah, I did. I cover the Texans. So it sounded like they were hating on Tyrod Taylor. Dude hadn't played since week 2. Cut him some slack. He didn't look any worse than Davis Mills. I think that's the problem, though. And I agree with you, Jerry. Thanks for being a long-time listener. Jerry, I think that's the problem. Tyrod Taylor can't look as good as Davis Mills because then they might as well just put Davis Mills in there and not take him out. Tyrod has got to look much better than Davis Mills for him to even have a chance. Now, get me, I don't think it's fair. I don't think it's right. And note to self, whenever Andre Ware is not on the call, don't listen to it. Don't listen to it. Because the dude that they had filling in for Andre Ware was worse than the dude that filled in with Troy Aikman. That's the dude that said that the New Orleans Saints were 4-2, not because of Jameis Winston. They were 4-2 because of the defense and the special teams. The guy that filled in for Andre Ware yesterday was horrible, bro. He was clearly a Davis Mills fan and clearly not a Tyrod Taylor fan. So, again, no allowance for the fact that Tyrod has not played since week number 2. First half of week number 2, and has been on the IR ever since. Came off and was obviously rusty. Threw 3 interceptions. I didn't hear that. I didn't hear any of that kind of commentary when Davis Mills was tossing interceptions like candy. In fact, what's Davis Mills' interception rate right now? let me excuse me for a second. I'll be right back. I didn't have this pulled up, and I'm my own statistician. So NFL, let's go to standings. It's easier to find the Texans there. They're at the bottom of the division. I know where to find them there. Stats, view player stats. Davis Mills, 7 touchdowns, 8 interceptions. Yesterday, Tyrod Taylor threw 3 interceptions. Guess what? Tyrod Taylor, 3 touchdowns, 3 interceptions. All of his interceptions came yesterday. But yet, all we heard about was how great Davis Mills was. Hello, you're live on the lunch break. Who's this?
Brother AJ, lunch break to
Ferdinand. What? Oh, my goodness, bro. It was hard for me to stomach what I was hearing out of the commentators for the Texans-Miami game.
Well, AJ, I can give you a little light on that.
I'm listening.
Tyrod Taylor only lost 1 game this year.
True.
So the naysayers are going to be there.
True that. Yeah, he's 1-1.
Yeah, absolutely. So Davis Mills is 0-12 almost. No, man. I just don't believe the hype. You still got 8 games left. And the Texans really have to come up with some game plan just to try to get some wins. They can get wins, man. The Texans are not the worst team in the NFL. So I wouldn't even be bothered by that.
You know what's interesting? I would really like to see the Texans in Detroit. I would really like to see the Texans play Detroit. Detroit is winless, and right over them at 1-8, the Houston Texans. I don't know if the Texans are better than Detroit, and I had to go back and find one of my clips where I said the Texans and the Lions would be battling for the worst record in the NFL.
Well, it's not where you start, AJ, it's where you finish. Still 8 games left. Right now, the Texans can just try to play for pride and maybe get a couple wins. But I think, David Culley being a good coach and Tyrod being a decent quarterback, you're going to find some wins. It has to be a team effort. You got to get special teams. You got to get defense on the same page, and just let them battle it out. The season is far from over with, guys, and so we know that the Texans are in a total rebuild. So, I mean, what do they expect? You done gave away, AJ, all your good players. All the good players are gone. So you have to, fan them up, whatever you have, man, and try to, pray for pride.
Yeah, what's interesting, Ferdinand joining us, caller of the year 2017, very first call on this show ever. What's interesting, you said David Culley is a good head coach and Tyrod Taylor is a good quarterback. You're going to find wins. The way you hear these people talk about it, they don't think David Culley is a good head coach, and they definitely don't think Tyrod Taylor is the answer for this team. And I'm like, why'd you bring these guys in? I mean, it's not like they broke into the room, held the rest of the organization hostage, and said, I'm going to be the head coach and I'm going to be the quarterback. They were selected. They were assigned. They were picked over other people. And now you're not going to give them a chance to do what you brought them in to do. I just don't get this new, if we don't get our way, we tear everything down to make it look bad, so we now get our way.
Well, David Culley, AJ, had some great game plans in place for Davis Mills.
True.
Davis Mills just couldn't execute, guys.
Right.
You can't be a quarterback in the NFL throwing a touchdown game and think you're going to win a game. It doesn't work that way.
Right. That's why I'm saying my colleagues wanted to blame it on the wind and the weather against Buffalo. They wanted to blame it on drop passes and all that against Carolina. They want to blame it on, God knows what against Arizona. But yesterday, all I heard blame-wise was Tyrod Taylor and David Culley. Oh, by the way, for those who might be listening that are not fans of either, David Culley nor Tyrod Taylor calls the plays. That's a young man by the name of Tim Kelly. Been doing it for a while. And, oh, yeah, by the way, in the last 2 seasons, he's only won 5 games calling the plays. Just FYI.
Hey, AJ, the receivers and the quarterback have to be on the same page. You get 1 game. Tyrod definitely have to, learn the receivers that he still have in place. And I think they're going to be okay. We'll see more exciting games that we have been seeing. because the only exciting game I really saw Davis Mills plays was the last game when they played the Rams, and when the defense didn't give up. You know, yeah, they was blown out, but I like what the defense did.
Well, Ferdinand, and I love you, brother. I love you. I gotta be clear on this. They took their starters out.
I know it. But,
yeah.
But
so the defense was doing that against the second team or third team offense, whichever it was, and the offense was doing that against the second or third team defense. So when they put up those 22, they didn't put up against those 22 against that Rams defense that was shutting them out 38-0. They put that up against a whole different squad.
I'm in total agreement, but AJ, look. You got to play for something. I don't care what.
I agree.
You got to build AJ on something. So, right. I mean, those guys really just, trying to gel,
right.
Trying to get whatever they can, whether it be the first string, second string, third string.
I agree.
You got to find a way to come up with some chemistry because, AJ, the Texas team is destroyed.
Yeah.
They have absolutely nothing to work with, but what you do have to work with, that's what you have. So, therefore, it's not the end of the year yet, but AJ, after those games yesterday, man, I'm in the dungeon because the teams that were supposed to win, sir, didn't win, and I may be 3-14.
I'm going to be very surprised at how many people are above 500 in the Lunch Break Weekly, keeping up with the Joneses Pick'em Challenge after yesterday. I'm going to be very surprised. I don't know the numbers yet. I won't know them until later on tonight, and when I do, I'm going to be surprised.
Well, sir, I wasn't one of them because I got toe up, okay?
Okay. Love you, Ferdinand. Talk to you soon, man.
All right, yes, sir.
All right, good brother. Again, very first caller on this show ever back in 2017, and he's still calling, so that says something. All right, y'all, got to take a break. Oh, my goodness, Monday. If you got one, what was your biggest, oh, my goodness? Got some text messages, 832-403-5005 if you want to text, 832-403-5005, or you can email aj@kyoksports.com, aj@kyoksports.com. Also, if you want to call me live, 281-453-1000. That's 281-453-1000. It's the lunch break.
The legendary KYOK 1140 AM. The legendary KYOK 92.3 FM. Two radio stations in one.
Okay, we are running a car drive right now to help veterans all across America. So if you have an old car, truck, or van, even a motorcycle or an RV sitting around, you can right now give it away and help the vets. They really need your help. And your car will help support the vets and their families. And guess what? You even get a tax donation. Plus, we'll even come and pick up your car for free. And all you've got to do is pick up your phone right now and make a free call. Now is the perfect time to do something good for the vets. Give back to the vets right now for all they've done for this country. And your old car can really help them. So call the Veterans Car Donation Program right now for free pickup of your vehicle. Help the vets and help your taxes at the same time. Call right now.
800-253-1892. 800-253-1892. 800-253-1892. That's 800-253-1892.
I feel like praising. Tune in to Table Talk with your boy, TD Blackshear, every Tuesday from 10 to 11 a.m. on the legendary KYOK 1140 a.m. and 92.3 FM. See you there.
In need of tires? Check out OMG Tire Services and more. New and used tires, all the name brands you desire, located at 3126 Tidwell between 59 North and Jensen. Give them a call at 832-767-3211. Top-notch service from beginning to end. When you're done, get your car hand-washed inside and out at OMG Tire Services and more. Located at 3126 Tidwell between 59 North and Jensen. Call 832-767-3211. That's 832-767-3211. Conveniently located on the north side.
Hi, I'm Larry Scott, host of the Not So Christian and Me show. Join me Saturdays for great fun, interviews, music, and the latest news surrounding our world today. We are the show that cares to hear your voice and opinion. with real conversation in a no judgment zone. So join me Saturdays from 1 to 2 p.m. on the Not So Christian and Me Show, right here on the legendary KYOK Radio, 1140 AM, and the all-new 92.3 FM at KYOKradio.org.
Remember in the beginning, when you first started to build a life for you and your family, you never imagined it would come to this. Instead of living your dreams, you're living with debt. In fact, it's smothering you. Now there's a way you can take back control with one simple call. If you owe $10,000 or more in credit card debt, you qualify to receive a free, no-obligation consultation on how to get rid of that debt for good. Call the Debt Helpline now. We work on your behalf to reduce your debt. We specialize in credit cards, retail store cards, and medical bills. One simple call is all it takes to get the ball rolling to a debt-free life. Stop living with debt and start living your dreams. Call the Debt Helpline now.
800-958-2156. 800-958-2156. 800-958-2156. That's 800-958-2156.
This is Jamie from Baytown listening to AJ on the lunch break.
Thank you, Jamie. We're back here on the lunch break on the legendary KYOK and the all-new 92.3 FM. We stream live on KYOKradio.org and on several social media platforms. Let me go to the phone line. Big shout out to VT. Vernon, what's up, brother? Long time no talk to. I got to read his post message, whatever he sent, in just a minute. Hello, you're live on the lunch break. Who's this? Hello?
AJ.
Yes.
AJ. It's Longhorn Keith, man.
Yo, hold on. Let me read Vernon's message, and then I want you to go ahead and respond. Vernon says, I graduated from that A&M, and I thought he meant Prairie View A&M, but he got the upside down horns. He said, what happened to UT? Oh my goodness. And then he's got the laugh emoji like 50 times. Longhorn Keith, like you got nowhere to go today, bro. You can't go up to Arlington. You can't go down to Austin. You just got to take this one today, bro. Oh my goodness, what happened?
Listen, man, I know you've got your Butterball sponsor coming on, so I just want to encourage everybody. This new recipe I got for a dessert, it's called apple pie. It don't taste good, but it shows good for you. AJ?
Yeah, man.
I tell you, man, I'm hurting, bro. I don't understand. Listen, for the Cowboys, let me just say this. I'm not expecting us to go, 15-2 or whatever. But at the end of the day, yesterday we took a butt whipping yesterday.
Yeah.
There's no ifs and buts about that. And
Yeah.
And the team just look bad. They looked out of sync. But when your left tackle is injured and you cannot perform to the level and you replace that with a guy who's used to playing right tackle, it's a learning curve. Nonetheless, I'll eat that.
Yeah.
Right? Let me just say, and I'll talk more about Talk Your Team on Tuesday and tomorrow about the Longhorns. And for everyone who has anything to say about this team, let me just tell you, you're absolutely 100% right. There are no answers for what is going on in Austin on the 40 acres right now. Let me say this. I admire Steve Sarkisian as an offensive coordinator.
Yeah.
As a head coach, I am like his record right now. I am 50-50.
Yeah.
I don't know if I truly trust him to bring this team out of. And let me be fair. It's only 8 games into the season, so we've got to give him a fair shake. And I'm willing to do that. But I'll tell you this, man. What I've seen for the last 4 games in this team, it's inexcusable. The level of play that has been put on display for Longhorn Nation.
Yeah.
And I'm not just talking about, them getting beat, or you take a lead, then you get beat in the second half. That's not what I'm talking about. It's the lack of effort. This week, you come out and you show absolutely no effort. And the part that really drives me crazy about quote unquote the smartest mind in the game on offense. Like
Wait, Keith, do me a favor. Call me back at 12:40. Right at 12:40. Because I want to finish this conversation before tomorrow. Let me go ahead and get Butterball on. We'll talk to you at 12:40, all right?
All right, bud.
All right, thanks. I want to finish that conversation with him because it was right there. And, man, something's going on with my phones now. All right, y'all, do me a favor. Stay right there. Let me get Butterball Turkey on. Be right back with them in just a minute, right after this on the lunch break. All right, we're back on the lunch break on the legendary KYOK and the all-new 92.3 FM. And was trying to get our sponsor back on. They'll call back in just a minute, I'm sure. Again, got some technical difficulties going on, but we'll get those resolved. But again, we'll talk to Longhorn Keith in about 5-6 minutes, and we'll continue that conversation. But to Jerry and VT, folks who have called in or texted in about the Longhorns, yeah, there are a lot of questions about the effort. You know, not so much the scheme, not so much the just the coaches or what have you, but a lot of comments and questions about the effort. And when you see Iowa State only hold them to 7 points, you know, if nothing else, Sarkisian is known for putting up points. If nothing else, he's known for offense. You know, I can't believe that the Iowa State defense was that much better than the UT offense. So, I got some questions there. It was definitely an oh my goodness moment. And, you know, again, I know Casey Thompson got pulled, but I'm going to be honest with you, UT and UT fans. Anytime you're going to Hudson Card as your answer, you ain't got no answer. Great kid, I'm sure, you know, but I see backup written all over him. And I know y'all like this or like that, his size, his arm strength. That's all I see. Size and arm strength. I don't see a whole lot of creativity. I don't see that it factor. I don't see a lot there. And again, UT doesn't have the horses offensively on the line and other than Bijan Robinson to have a just kind of quarterback. You need somebody who's a playmaker. You need somebody where when Bijan can't get off with his legs, then you got a guy who can make plays with his arms, with his legs, and with his head. That's what you got in Casey Thompson. Of course, he had a tough game to get started, but, you know, again, UT, more questions than answers. Man, Michigan State, welcome to the land of the previously undefeated. You know, I know Michigan State hadn't been hot in a while, and they just found out how hard it is to stay hot. Purdue is an oh-my-goodness team. They have more wins over top 5 ranked teams than any other school in the nation. Not Bama, College Football Playoff Committee, not Clemson, not Texas or Oklahoma, not, you know, somebody else, but Purdue. And, brother, they did it again and did it in strong fashion. Ohio State got the win, but, again, no love for them because they've got that one ugly loss to Oregon. You know, look, a top 5 school and Ohio State is somewhere between 5 and 7, you know, in most polls. Alabama's got an ugly loss and some close calls against very not good teams, and they number 2. I'm not losing sleep over it. You know what I've come to understand on Oh My Goodness Monday? People can post what they want to post. Doesn't make me mad. Doesn't have to. I shouldn't allow it. People can say what they want to say. Shouldn't make me mad. You know, as long as they ain't in my face and, you know, I got time that I don't have time that day, then, you know, I'll let them make it. And people can do what they want to do with their stuff. With their stuff. Aaron Rodgers doing what he wanted to do inside the NFL rules. That ain't his stuff. He needs to be disciplined for that. You know, college football programs doing what they want to do inside the organization. They can't do that. That ain't just their stuff. You know, they need to be punished for that. Arizona, Kansas, Duke, North Carolina need to be punished for that. Louisville need to be punished for that. But, you know, everything else, if you want to talk crazy, if you want to, you know, willfully lie, if you want to do all that, hey, that's you. That's you. That's you. And the College Football Playoff Committee is in love with Alabama. They're going to get them in one. There's no way they're going to go into this thing without Alabama and Clemson. They're going to get one or the other one in. They're going to get one or the other. Wake Forest. I was stumping for y'all. What happened? Fell off. Keith Hudson does not appear to have a high football IQ. I'm trying to be kind of nice, but I ain't going to call you a lie. Keith, I'm not going to call you a liar. I just don't understand it. I just don't understand it. All right, let me try and see if we can get our sponsor on again. We'll be right back right after this on the lunch break. Hey, what's up, everybody? It's AJ Jones with the lunch break on the legendary KYOK AM 1140 at 92.3 FM. It's that time of year when we are reminded of all the things we should be thankful for and that it's more blessed to give than to receive. So with that in mind, on Wednesdays from now through Christmas, we'll give you a chance to win a gift certificate from Butterball. That's right, you can win a gift certificate for a Butterball turkey on Wednesdays on the lunch break between 12 and 2. Just be the right caller, and your Butterball turkey will be on us at the legendary KYOK AM 1140 at 92.3.
Well, I hope you are enjoying your weekend. Hey, everybody, it's Erica Campbell.
And I'm Griff from Get Up Mornings.
We want to thank you so much for rocking with us every weekday morning.
And after you enjoy your weekend, make sure you start your work week with us.
When you start your day with us, we'll help you get moving and motivated to have the best day ever. Go ahead, say it, Griff.
Best day ever!
So wake up with us. We'll be faith walking,
love talking,
enjoy living on Get Up Mornings.
Get up. Get up. You're listening to
1140 AM and 92.3 FM, the legendary KYOK.
Do you have high blood pressure or diabetes? Are you over the age of 65 and covered by Medicare? Then pay close attention to this message. Medicare has introduced some new benefits to help consumers during these cautious COVID-19 times. They realize many of you don't want to leave your home to visit a doctor. So now you can get a remote patient monitoring device shipped to your home at little or no cost to you. Now your doctor can identify your problems in real time, which could potentially save your life. Victory Medical can easily ship this monitoring device directly to your home at little or no cost to you. If you have high blood pressure or diabetes and you're covered by Medicare, make this free call right now to see if you qualify for a new remote patient monitoring device. Call now.
800-213-9527. 800-213-9527. 800-213-9527. That's 800-213-9527.
You don't sit behind a desk every day to earn a living. You're out and about making it happen. And sometimes you get a little bit behind on your paperwork, like bookkeeping and paying your taxes. It's easy to get behind on paying your taxes. It happens to the best of us. And you know what happens next. The big bad IRS comes knocking on your door. And when that happens, you need to call the good old boys at the tax doctor. Let them do what they do best. Deal and negotiate with the IRS so you pay the lowest you can in back taxes that the law allows. We are a 100% U.S.-based company, and we've saved our clients millions over the years in back taxes. If you owe $10,000 or more in back taxes, call my friends right now at the Tax Doctor and learn more.
800-603-9359. 800-603-9359. 800-603-9359. That's 800-603-9359.
Hi, this is Sade from Bondurant and Belford, and you're listening to The Lunch Break.
All right, y'all, we have got it together now. We are going to go all the way to the place where whatever you need to know about turkey, they've got all the details for you. And joining us here today, courtesy of Butterball, is none other than Jan. Jan, how are you feeling?
I'm feeling great, thank you. I'm excited about the holiday coming up.
Jan, I always know it's that time of year, and it's my favorite time of the year when we get to talk to you good folks over at Butterball, because nobody knows turkey like you know turkey.
That's right. We do know turkey. That you have that right. And we're excited with Thanksgiving just around the corner. And, what's more important than a delicious turkey and being together with family and friends? And this year, we want to help people get cooking. And we're here to bring inspiration to both new and seasoned cooks alike to help them get from cooking the turkey in the kitchen and have more time with their family and friends.
Well, Jan,
So
I thought about you guys this weekend because at my church, they're going to do a drive-through kind of turkey thing where they hand out plates to folks as they drive through. So when somebody's out looking for a turkey size-wise and all of that, how do they determine how big of a turkey to get?
Normally, the rule of thumb is 1.5 pounds per person, and that allows for generous portions and some leftovers. But if you were talking about your church get-together where they're just going to be handing it out, they could probably go closer to 1 pound a person, and if they're serving, hundreds of people.
I got you. So 1.5 pounds per person is a good measurement for how to make sure you got the right size turkey. And then the big question is always this: how much time do they need to thaw that turkey out before they can actually start preparing it properly?
Well, that's a very good question, because a lot of people forget to give it enough time. And the rule of thumb is 1 day in the refrigerator for every 4 pounds. So if you have a 20-pound turkey, you need 5 full days. And if it's a bigger turkey, like a 28-pound, you're going to need 7 days. So it's 1 day in the refrigerator for every 4 pounds. But let's say you don't find out that you're hosting Thanksgiving until Tuesday, like somebody else was supposed to, and something happened and they can't do it.
Yeah.
Well, if you don't have time to do that refrigerator thaw, you still have luck, because you can quick defrost it in cold water. The rule of thumb for that is 30 minutes per pound in cold water, and you change the water every 30 minutes. You keep it totally submerged. So like a 10-pound turkey is going to take you about 5 hours. A 20-pound turkey would take you 10 hours to defrost that way.
Well, now
and then when it's defrosted, just put it back in the fridge until you're ready to cook it.
Okay, yeah, you just really helped out some of the folks like me, kind of wait till the last minute. The proper way to do it is in the refrigerator, not on the counter or anything like that. I'm the guy that I'm on my way to work. Let me leave this thing out on the counter. By the time I get back, it's ready to go. That's not the option, right?
That's correct. You do not want to do any refrigerator defrosting. It's got to be cold defrosting, either in the refrigerator or in cold water. Always.
Cold water. Got you. Okay. So then once we get that thing defrosted properly, we get it in the oven. Are there ways to tell if it's ready? And I know there are people that use thermometers and stuff like that. What's the best gauge and guide for that kind of stuff?
The best way to know if your turkey's done is a good quality meat thermometer, because as much as you don't want it to be undercooked, you also don't want it to be overcooked.
Right.
So you want to put the thermometer in the thickest portion of the thigh, but not touching a bone, and that should read 180. If you're just doing a breast, or if you also want to double check the breast, that should be 170. And if you decided to put stuffing in the turkey, the center of the stuffing should reach 165. So they have different donenesses depending on where you put the thermometer.
Yeah, Jan, that's why we have to talk to you, because you know all the ins and outs when it comes to turkey. We got Jan from Butterball Turkey here joining us on the lunch break on the legendary KYOK, AM 1140, 92.3 FM. And Jan, we're down here in the South now. We're in Texas. So you got a lot of people wanting to fry their turkey and stuff like that. What are the do's and don'ts when it comes to frying a turkey?
Well, frying a turkey is an excellent way to cook it. And if you have good weather, which you certainly do, cooking it on a gas grill, a charcoal grill, or in an outdoor fryer is wonderful. And it's a fun way to do it. And what people like about it is it frees up the oven to do all those side dishes. So that makes it extra nice too. And if you're going to be frying the turkey, make sure you have the right quantity of oil. You don't want to have too little, and you want a good quality oil. Usually peanut oil is best, and you want to make sure you get the temperature of the oil up to 375 in advance. You need a thermometer that will also check the temperature of the oil. The meat thermometer that you put in the turkey doesn't sometimes go up that high to also check the temperature of the oil, so that would be important. And even though when you're cooking at 350 for frying, but you want to get the oil hotter, because when you put this large cold turkey into the oil, the temperature is going to drop at first. So if you started at 375, it'll help it stay at 350. And it's about 3.5 to 4 minutes a pound, depending on the size of the turkey. And you want to be sure and pat it dry before you put it into the oil, so that and that it's totally thawed. You don't want any ice crystals still in there. And that's a wonderful way to do it. Usually you season it as well.
Yep.
You can inject it with seasoning, and again, use that meat thermometer to know it's done, and it cooks fast. It's going to be done much faster than in the oven.
Jan, I'm telling you, you are the best. You're hitting all the high points. We got Jan from Butterball Turkey joining us here on the lunch break. And then Jan, of course, it's that day after Thanksgiving, and there's plenty of leftovers. I understand you guys have recipes and what to do's with some of that leftover turkey that are just absolutely phenomenal. Where can people find all of that?
Well, you're absolutely right. We've been putting our turkey expertise to the test this year with the new Butterball Turkey Talkline Taste Kitchen, and this helps to inspire our hosts by tasting trends, techniques, time-saving hacks, and to see that they get the Butterball seal of approval, and if it should be put on the table. And we developed a new recipe this year. It's a sandwich that's made with leftover stuffing, and you put the stuffing into a waffle maker to toast it, and then you put your leftover turkey and some cranberry sauce on it. You can even put some green beans on it, and you've got yourself a Butterball sandwich that's unlike any other. We have other good recipes on our website. Our website is butterball.com, and you'll find lots of great recipes for both the holiday and for leftovers, because nothing's better than leftovers after Thanksgiving.
Absolutely. Jan, I mean it. I love you guys. I love that people can call you. They can text you. They can send pictures of what it is they're trying to buy or do. I've done that myself right there in the aisle of the store, and you guys have been phenomenal. Tell folks the ways that they can reach you if they need help during this Thanksgiving and Christmas season.
Okay. As always, hosts can reach the Butterball Turkey Talk Line by phone at 1-800-BUTTERBALL. So that's very easy to remember. They can also text us at 844-877-3456. I'll repeat that. They can text us at 844-877-3456. They can email us through our website, butterball.com. They can go to social media, Alexa's Skill, and new this year, we're even on TikTok. So we can help them get cooking via any way they are comfortable in contacting us.
Well, I appreciate you as always, Jan. And again, we will be talking to you several times throughout this holiday season. So do me a favor. You have a great day, and we'll be talking to you again soon.
Well, happy Thanksgiving to you, and we look forward to talking to you again.
All righty. Looking forward to it. Thank you. Jan and the good folks at Butterball are nothing but the best, and they are better than the rest. So be sure and check out 1-800-BUTTERBALL if you want to call them. Butterball.com if you want to go online and see all the great things they offer. They are there for you. It's going to be a great season, and Butterball is the place to go. All right, let me take a quick break. I'll be right back with more right after this on the lunch break. All right, y'all, we're back here on the lunch break. Let's get ready to get out of this first hour into the second hour on the legendary KYOK and the all-new 92.3 FM. Number of technical difficulties here on my side and apparently on the Butterball side, but we're rolling now. Let me get Sybil Wilkes on here, and then we'll get ready to get into the second hour of the show, and we will go from there. I hope everybody's having a great, oh my goodness, Monday on the lunch break. Here's Sybil Wilkes with what you need to know today.
It's Sybil Wilkes with what you need to know. We're back at it. Today is Monday, November 8th, 2021. Number 1, a criminal investigation is underway to determine how 8 young people died Friday night at the Houston Music Festival Astroworld at Energy Park. Graphic video and descriptions provided by concert goers showed the people among the 50,000 in attendance pushing toward the front of the stage during headliner Travis Scott's performance. Houston Mayor Sylvester Turner says there were 8 victims killed in the surge, ranging from 14 to 27 years of age. Number 2. As the Texas abortion ban has been in effect for 2 months, doctors and researchers fear there will be a rise in deaths among pregnant Black women. According to new University of Colorado at Boulder Research, banning abortion nationwide would lead to a 21% increase in the number of pregnancy-related deaths overall and a 33% increase among Black women. Read more about it in today's newsletter brought to you by the Black Women's Path. Number 3, just one day after going into effect, a federal appeals court has temporarily blocked President Joe Biden's COVID vaccine and testing requirements for private businesses. The block came after Republican attorneys general of Texas, South Carolina, Louisiana, Mississippi, and Utah, as well as several private companies, filed petitions challenging the mandate. Overall, 26 states have sued the Biden administration over the vaccine mandate. Number 4, a missing Georgia teenager who investigators say was lured away from his home by a suspect he met playing online video games has been located by the FBI. The Black 16-year-old boy, who is autistic, was hiding in a closet at a home occupied by 26-year-old Mark Valente. Valente is being held in Westchester County, New York, and faces extradition to Georgia on a preliminary charge for interstate interference with custody. Number 5, Thursday, November 11th is Veterans Day. This is the federal holiday that pays tribute to all American veterans in all branches of the military who served this country honorably during war or peacetime. In honor of the day, businesses around the country salute veterans with a number of offers. Most are food-related, but other merchandise-related businesses offer discounts as well. Salute. Check out the What You Need to Know newsletter for more information. Here's your daily inspiration from Yogi's Jewels. Respite, a short period of rest or relief from something difficult or unpleasant. Take one. All right. Join me today live on YouTube and Facebook at 7 p.m. Eastern, 6 p.m. Central with comedian extraordinaire, our friend Dominique returns, along with social justice activist Coy Malone, as we discuss today's top headlines and more. Thank you to our What You Need to Know partners, the Black Alzheimer's Brain Study at the University of North Texas Health Science Center at Fort Worth, Alpha Kappa Alpha Sorority Incorporated, and the American Heart Association. To subscribe to my free daily newsletter, please visit SybylWilkes.com. Be informed, be empowered.
All right, thank you very much, there, Sybil Wilkes.
It's Sybil Wilkes with What You Need to Know. Today is, say it with me, Friday.
Sybil, hush, I don't need any more. Thank you. All right, so let's get ready to get out of this first hour into the second hour. Quick sports update. Texans lost their 8th in a row to the Dolphins, 17-9. Cowboys got surprised. We're down 30-0 to Denver in the fourth quarter. Ended up losing 30-16. The Falcons beat the Saints on a last-second field goal, 27-25. So there you go. And a lot of college football games. Probably the biggest one was the A&M number 14 over number 13 Auburn, 20-3. I'm talking about in our region. Also, number 12 Baylor lost to TCU. Prairie View stayed on top of the SWAC West with a win over Alcorn State, 24-20. All right, top of the hour, right here on the lunch break.
The legendary 1140 AM KYOK Conroe at 92.3 FM K222CX Houston.
The views and opinions expressed on all radio shows broadcast on KYOK are entirely those of the hosts, guests, and callers who are entirely responsible for all show content and do not in any way reflect the opinion KYOK Radio, its sponsors, staff, or management.
All right, y'all, we're back into the lunch break. It's the second hour. I got my special guest joining me. I see a hand, and he's gone. I see kind of a head, and listen, it's been a crazy day already. I ain't had nothing but technical difficulties since I've been here, so I don't know why I think this will be any different. Coach Cole, can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
All right, other Coach Cole, can you hear me as well?
Yes, sir. Hey, you put legend on that one in the middle.
Bruh, I'm telling you, with the day I'm having, don't mess with me today, man.
Okay, I got you.
It's good to have this thing in the lane, bruh. I'm in the bench right now. So, legendary Coach Cole, I apologize for not calling you legend. Please, no disrespect. Charge it to my mess and not my heart. We're glad to have you on the show. How are you today?
I'm doing pretty good.
Well, thank you for making time for us. And Coach Johnnie Cole, introduce your brother the way he should be introduced.
Well, if you don't know about me, I got 8 older brothers. I'm the youngest of 9. And the guy that's on this screen now is my 4th oldest. And he was a hell of an athlete, all-state basketball, football, high school guy. Got recruited by every school in the country. And if you know about Woody Hayes and Bo Schimbacher, they both have been in my house. Super guy. I follow him everywhere. From the time he played ball when I was a little kid. We used to ride on the bike to football practice, and then he went on to get into coaching. And actually, that's how I got into coaching. I ended up going to Texas Southern University, and Houston was one of his recruiting areas. So I was able to drive around with him, and he's been Eddie Robinson Coach of the Year. Tough Skin Coach of the Year, SWAC Coach of the Year, 2 times. The only black coach in HBCU football over 100 years to ever win a predominantly white conference, not 1 time, but twice.
Amen.
And, I can't say enough about him. I've had opportunity again to work with him, and I think he's, if not the best coach that I've ever been affiliated, best coach I've seen. He's worked with Nick Saban and Pete Richardson, of course, was our high school coaches. So he's had great training. He played up underneath Tom Osborne. He transcended black college football from when we went from having a full-time strength coach at Tennessee State to a full-time quality control guy. They didn't have that at black colleges. On Friday nights in the 90s and 80s, they didn't go to hotels. Well, we didn't either at Tennessee State. He went and got us a campground. We had a big insurance company came in because they knew who LC Cole was. Contact out of Nebraska. Same thing Deion Sanders is doing, but he got Aflac Subway. He did that then. Recruited great players from all over the country. I can't say I'm saying a lot about him. My brother, my big brother, LC, Lawrence LC Cole.
Coach Cole, Coach LC, if you don't mind, just to differentiate between you and Coach Johnnie, if you don't mind. It's a pleasure having you, man. It's a pleasure having you. Let me ask you this. I know it's not HBCU related, but it pertains to you. When you see what's going on at Nebraska right now, having played under Tom Osborne and been there and what have you, what would you do with Scott Frost at Nebraska if you had the decision to make?
Well, I think he's probably, to me, I'm a Cornhusker, and, you give everybody an opportunity. I think when a coach comes in the program, everybody gets 5 years. I think that's the biggest point. Because a coach's first year, you can just count that out. Second year, you see some progress. Third year, you should be up in between, and then that 4th year, it should be gravy. Come that 5th year, you should have it rolling. I think right now he's going his 3rd, 4th year right now, and it's not looking too bright. 3rd year, so it's not looking that bright. I think he kind of fought through some games this year, kind of close. So what we're going to do, we're going to see what happens next year, and see how things go and all that.
Yeah, there's a young man out there that enjoys hearing that. He and I go at each other about Scott Frost. I'd have had his tail off campus 5-6 games ago. I'd have ran him off there. I wouldn't give him no alumni tickets. Now get on out of here. I'd have ran him on out of there. But somebody else said the same thing. Give him more time. Program's heading in the right direction. But at the end of the day, he's only won 15 games.
He's going to have to make some coaching changes. That's what he's going to have to do. And he's going to have to change the makeup of that team a little bit. I hate to say it, though, but he's going to have to change the makeup of that football team. he's going to have to put a little more color flavor in that football team to be
The guy was talking about just text me. He said, "See, yes, sir." So you done made somebody happy already. All right. So that being said, look, let's get out. Let's get out of Nebraska because I don't care. Keep him. That's more wins for everybody else. So anyway,
if he don't know a role next year, then we got some questions. But the other thing is this: he got a big contract, so they wouldn't pay that kind of money. I mean, he's got another 3 or 4 years on that contract, so they kind of jumped the gun a little bit on that.
And Coach LC, I agree with you, and that's why sometimes a tough lesson should hurt. They should have to deal with that buyout. They should have to deal having to pay him for paying him too much up front, and you pay for what you get for it. You tried to overpay for mediocrity, and you should have to suffer through that. You should feel that.
I agree with that 100%. Yeah.
So, but anyway, Coach, that ain't what we came to talk about. When you look at the SWAC today, when you look at Jackson State and Prairie, what do you think about the power players in the SWAC right now? Who are you most surprised by? Who are you most disappointed in?
Well, I'm disappointed in the whole league, really. I mean, because, when you look at SWAC football, it's always been exciting and always been, great to watch it, and, scoring. I mean, you look at all the points I scoring, but not looking at anybody playing any defense or anything like that. We brought 2 new teams in, but if you start looking, Jackson State on top of everybody. You look at all the other teams, they don't even have a winning record. So that just tell you how competitive has dropped and everything like that. I think what Deion came in, he brought in 45 transfers, and sometimes I don't know how you can bring in 45 transfers unless the rule don't change or something. What happened to the graduation rate? What about the academics? And I understand this portal deal where everybody can just go out and people can keep changing over and over and over and all that kind of stuff. But you got to understand what HBU stands for too. It just don't stand for athletics. It stands for academics too. So, you got to be proud in both areas.
Yeah, no, I agree with that. In fact, that's something that me and your brother talk about often. That HBCU football is more than just wins and losses. It's the care for the athlete himself, the young man himself. It's the experience with the alumni and the student body on campus. It's the interaction with the administration. And I feel like there are some schools that have that down really well. There are other schools that don't quite have it down. And that's why I think you see a change like we saw at Alabama State. I'm hearing rumors of some changes that might happen at some other schools. But Pine Bluff said, hold on, not so fast. I'm going to sneak in here and get a win before they try and make a change with him. So, and then Bethune-Cookman popped up and got an unexpected win. So, I feel like there's a lot of parity in the league. Am I seeing it wrong? Both Coach Coles, am I seeing that wrong? I feel like there is parity.
I think so. I mean, I'm surprised that Bethune-Cookman shoot. Maybe the SWAC is more dominant than the MEAC. I mean, that says something. They win all those games in the MEAC and they come in the SWAC and they get just crushed. And FAMU the only one that's just kind of holding his own a little bit because FAMU always been a good football program, been a consistent football. And when you go all the way back to Jack Gaither, it always been a great football program. So, the history is carrying itself there. But Bethune-Cookman, my God, I just and our corner surprised me too. They just don't turn and start going the opposite way right now, and they're a big surprise too.
Yeah, we're dropping those last 2 games. And history shows that Jackson State has always been a good, solid program.
Right.
They've always been able to recruit very well in the city of Mississippi. And a lot of that has to do with the alumni and some of the great players that came out of there. And besides that, Deion is doing a great job over there. And, like my brother said, it just never has been that way. It's always been competitive. You've always had 5 or 6 teams that every week you had to get up against. And Jackson State kind of walked through, and now they're playing. And, of course, Prairie View hasn't never been a winner, but now, they one of the best programs in the conference. So I got to take my hat off to Coach Dooley and the commitment from that university. But the other schools, Grambling has fell off, Alabama State's fell off, Alabama A&M, they kind of in the middle of the road. But surprised him with Pine Bluff going from a championship game to Burlington win a game.
Yep,
So
just their second win in the.
Yeah, it's a lot of inconsistency as well,
Right.
and not a lot of good defenses playing as well as also.
Yeah, let's take a quick break. We'll come back with the phenomenal Cole brothers. In fact, somebody just came on and said, let me read it. Oh my goodness, so nice to have the Cole brothers on. Dynamic LC and JC, so much wisdom between the two of them. Wow. We'll be right back with them on this HBCU Stroll with Coach Johnnie Cole and the legendary LC Cole. We'll be right back right after this on the lunch break.
KYOK 1140 AM and 90.
Hey Jay, you got to get him hooked up on the show.
Hello, this is Claude Cummings Jr., Vice President of Communication.
Got to get him hooked up on the show coming out of Alabama.
To our new political talk show, Power to the People.
Hey, but we got to put him on contract.
Yes, Claude, the show will be
Then he
hard.
got to get us on it.
Talking about national and local political issues.
Look, everybody can hear us right now. Don't let them know what we're doing.
Oh, okay.
Elected officials and political operatives. You know, Claude, a part of our responsibility is informing the citizenry and give them power to the people.
That's right, Trey. We're asking that you listen in on 1140 AM, 92.3, or streaming on KYOKradio.org, Thursdays at 10 a.m.
If you have $2,000 or more in credit card debt, then listen up. We can reduce or eliminate your interest rates. Cut your monthly payment up to 50% and stop all late fees. Our company has been helping good people just like you get out of debt for over 30 years. Don't get stressed out. If you have $2,000 or more in credit card debt and medical bills, we can show you a way to reduce all of your bills to one lower monthly payment that you can afford. So again, if you have $2,000 or more in credit card debt and medical bills you can't afford, make this free call today and learn how you can finally get out of debt. Call now for your free consultation. 800-638-7112. 800-638-7112. 800-638-7112. That's 800-638-7112. Sponsored by Credit Card.
Hey, what's up, everybody? This is your boy Todd Delaney, and right now you're listening to the Lunch Break Sports Talk Show with AJ.
Thank you, Todd Delaney, right here on the lunch break on the legendary KYOK, all new 92.3 FM, streaming live, KYOKradio.org. We're on Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, and Twitch. And we got folks listening worldwide on KYOKradio.org. So let me holler back at the legendary Coach LC Cole and a young man who hadn't done too bad for himself either, Coach Johnnie Cole. And we got a lot of folks that are commenting. In fact, this person just sent a message in, said if a Final Four playoff happened in the SWAC, it would be Jackson State and FAMU in the East, Prairie View and Alcorn in the West. Let's see. So Jackson State 6-0 in the East, FAMU 6-1. I'm sorry, 5-1. And then on the West side, Prairie View 6-0, Alcorn 4-2. That'd be pretty interesting if they did a Final Four kind of playoff and then the winners met in the championship. How do you think that would go down?
If was a fifth, we all be drunk. That's not fortunate in football. But hey, if you want to dream that way, would be a good idea. But you got to look over at the MEAC as well. So when they put that Final Four for the Black College National Championship, that would be be interesting to look at.
So let me ask you this. Can you still do something like that with the MEAC? I'm not talking about the Celebration Bowl. Obviously, that's going to happen. You only got 6 teams in the MEAC. 6.
Right.
So, I mean, it really would be, it would be senseless to do something like that until they kind of regroup, reorganize, and re-strengthen. But I think it's a valid question because if you give FAMU one more shot at Jackson State, you think the outcome will be the same as it was week 1?
I mean, FAMU, they're starting to play some pretty good football here now, and it could change. I just think too. Really, I think they ought to go to what they call All American Conference. They need to tell Tennessee State come out of that Ohio Valley Conference and join in and start All American Conference, where you take the top black schools and put them all in the one conference and then play from there. So you got North Carolina A&T, Hampton, all them. We need to just call All American Conference, East and the West, just like all them teams, Howard, all them, the best schools on that side play the best schools on the SWAC. And I'm just sorry for Mississippi Valley and a couple of them ones down there. You're just not in it. You got to look at how college football is going right now. The SEC is wiping up everybody, and everybody. Yeah, and every time you see the top polls, what you see, SEC. So the black schools ought to join together and just go into an All-American Conference, and Tennessee State, all them guys on the West, and all the schools on that side, A&T and all the Hampton, them. I'm a firm believer what they did, I think, was wrong. When fix your own house before you start running over somebody else's house, and you kind of know what I'm talking about. Why would you want to do that over there? Come back over here and let's get our situation right. We always sometimes running and think it's better across than fix what we got right now.
Yeah, again, we got legendary coach LC Cole. We got head coach Johnnie Cole. We're taking our HBCU Stroll here on the lunch break. And, you bring up an interesting point. So, North Carolina A&T has left for a non-HBCU conference. Was it Hampton or Howard? Which one of the other ones are?
Hampton.
Hampton's in the Big South. And then, of course, in the Ohio Valley, you got Tennessee State.
Right. They don't have a choice over there. They just put them over there. But
and then, like I said, we got 6 schools in the MEAC. You got the CIAA doing their thing. You got the SIAC doing their thing, and then you got the SWAC, the SWAC, which is kind of trying to realign. But to go back something you said, the SEC is not done.
No.
But before it's all over, don't be surprised if you see Clemson in the SEC. Don't be surprised if you see Miami in the SEC.
Texas is applied as well.
Yeah, Texas and Oklahoma are on their way there. But like I'm saying, they're not done with Texas and Oklahoma. They're going to try and make a play for those other major programs that are in their Power 5 conferences, but they ain't like, anything else. Why don't more of the HBCU conferences realign to kind of give, like you said, that all-American kind of power conference feel?
I just use the name All-American, but it's somewhere where you can realign all these good black schools together, the East and the West, and have a terrific conference where now we always talk about the players going across over to our predecessors, but if you turn around and put all these good schools together and play good football, then you're gonna attract those type of players coming into that league now, because it's more of a quality play game then.
Well, one of the big issues. Go ahead, Coach Cole. Go ahead.
I always thought that if you took all the classic games, Labor Day Classic, Orange Blossom Classic, Southern Heritage Classic, Bayou Classic, and put it into a TV package, and sell that to a TV package, where when you watch those games, all those games are 30 or more fans. And we play a different kind of brand of football because of our bands and the pageantry around it. And I guarantee that would sell. And I'm not talking about selling it to ABC, CBS, or one of these affiliate companies, for $5 or $6 million. I'm talking about 40, 50, 60, 70 million dollars. And that way you could be able to split up some money and we could be able to work on our facilities. I've always thought that. I've always never thought why we just never, and then let the promoters make their money. You know what I mean? Al Washington, let them make their money. Give us your books, your last 5 years of what you make. And we still want you to throw the game. We still gonna pay you your money. For the game can go off, and it's just like LC is saying, it's like a super conference, and it can help your Mississippi Valleys and your Pine Bluffs and those teams that struggle fun wise. But then we're on mainstream television, not ESPN 2, 3, 4, ABC. We'll be on mainstream television, and it could put us out there.
Now, but Coach Cole, I'm gonna be advocate now. I'm not devil's advocate because we brothers, we friends, we newts. So I hear you on the traditional TV package, but the landscape has changed. And that's an oversaturated, been there, done that. It's the same old soup. I'm looking for some of these commissioners to be proactive and go after an Amazon TV, go after a Prime Video package, go after a YouTube TV, because you've got people dabbling with it. Why not have the HBCU community jump in it first? And now you've got people chasing you after that money instead of you trying to get a piece of the pie. The pie is yours when you do that. And oh, yeah, by the way, those stream to regular TVs. People can just hit a button, and there's that Alcorn TSU. There's that Jackson State FAMU. There it is. And like you say, I don't have to pay extra for it because now I got it right there on my TV.
I definitely agree with you. You know, my part of it is the coaching part of it. You know, you know more of the mainstream TV part. I'm
I need
with
a
you,
job in the SWAC office.
Right. You know, my thing is
I need to call somebody.
Yeah, I just could never see why we just couldn't come together. The two commissioners come together and say, hey, we put this major package up. And every weekend, people gonna see 40, 50,000 people up in the stands.
Right.
You know.
And I like the idea of selling the classics because there's nothing like them. There's not a school in America. I mean, they have that Georgia-Florida game. They call it the largest cocktail party in America. And then you got the Ohio State, Michigan. You got the Alabama, Auburn, and the Bedlam and the Red River rivalry. But it's still nothing like the classics. If you package those and get an open-minded television executive, that can happen. It really can.
Oh, ain't no question. And you know, we got enough black millionaires now that could help fund and put a package together to go sell it. I mean, you know, you got Tyler Perry, you got Denzel Washington, you got Oprah Winfrey, you got P. Diddy, you got all these guys, you know, all this blackness, you know, and we always talk about we don't take care of our own. You know, this is a prime example, you know, that we don't. All we got to do is sit at the table and make it happen.
Yeah. And again, that's where I'm looking for somebody to be proactive in one of these offices, Coach LC, where they're thinking about more than just, you know, getting a big name former professional coach in the building, but they're looking to do what's best for the overall conferences and the overall HBCU community.
See, you hit it right on the head there. I mean, it's just like Jackson State. I appreciate what they're doing over there, but it's not helping the rest of the conference. You know what I'm talking about? One thing I always know, you know, when I was coaching in the Big Ten and I learned, you know, when I was either coaching in some of the other leagues, they have profit sharing. See, you know, to me, like I always say, back then, all the black schools are playing in these classics. Okay, then everybody should put into the profit sharing to help the other schools along. You know what I'm talking about? Yeah. I ain't saying put all of it, but we should put money into the pot. If you play in a classic, you in the SWAC, you should put money into to help our conference grow bigger, you know, better and all that kind of stuff. Profit sharing. Don't try to suck all the money to yourself and not bring the next person along. Because, see, you know, Mississippi Valley ain't got that kind of money down there. They don't. But everybody in this conference can help them. If everybody was in a bowl game and you got into a classic, then you put money into that classic, you can help the conference stay strong. But we look at that.
You know, just to piggyback off that, I mean, that's pretty much what has happened to mostly all black schools is they never took money from these classics and put it in building fund. And do a 20-year or 30-year building fund. There's no reason we've been playing football for over 50 years and we don't have brand new stadiums. You know, some of our schools are still playing in high school stadiums. So, you know, it's about the long-term thinking. And, you know, that's one of the things they say about me and my brother that, you know, we were before our times. And I think, you know, we kind of scare people about our thinking, our progress thinking, and we're always thinking it down the line.
Yeah. All right. So CJ, who is an Alcorn alum, says it all starts with a proper vision. and a proper plan, and that's what you guys are throwing out right now. Let me take a break. We're going to come back with the Cole brothers, legendary head coach L.C. Cole, and, of course, we all know him. It's the Coach Johnnie Cole as we take our HBCU stroll. We'll be right back right after this.
The legendary KYOK 1140 AM. The legendary KYOK 92.3 FM. Radio station that wants.
Okay, we are running a car drive right now to help veterans all across America. So if you have an old car, truck, or van, even a motorcycle or an RV sitting around, you can right now give it away and help the vets. They really need your help. And your car will help support the vets and their families. And guess what? You even get a tax donation. Plus, we'll even come and pick up your car for free. And all you've got to do is pick up your phone right now and make a free call. Now is the perfect time to do something good for the vets. Give back to the vets right now for all they've done for this country. And your old car can really help them. So call the Veterans Car Donation Program right now for free pickup of your vehicle. Help the vets and help your taxes at the same time. Call right now.
800-253-1892. 800-253-1892. 800-253-1892. That's 800-253-1892.
Tune in to Table Talk with your boy, TD Blackshear, every Tuesday from 10 to 11 a.m. on the legendary KYOK 1140 a.m. and 92.3 FM. See you there.
AJ, no glitches, man.
In need of tires? Check out OMG Tire Services and more. New and used tires, all the name brands.
No glitches.
Located at 31.
Oh, so far. Thank you. Y'all done brought me some, I ain't gonna call it luck. Whatever it is, thank you.
When you're done, get your car.
Coach LC, you look like you're about 25 years old sitting up there, man. Looking real young.
Hey, you working with these kids, they'll keep you young.
Yeah, I hear you. Look, mine making me older.
Hey, I'm with them. They can't pull no tricks on the goat.
I hear you.
Hi, I'm Larry.
Stand by. We're going live right after this.
All right.
Join me Saturdays for great fun, interviews, music, and the latest news surrounding our world today. We are the show that cares to hear your voice and opinion with real conversation in a no judgment zone. So join me Saturdays from 1 to 2 p.m. on the Not So Christian to Me show right here on the legendary KYOK Radio 1140 AM and the all new 92.3 FM and KYOKradio.org.
Entirely responsible for all.
This is Jasmine Ortiz from Baytown, and you're listening to The Lunch Break.
All right, y'all. We're back on the lunch break on the legendary KYOK and the all-new 92.3 FM. I'm AJ Jones, and I got the coaches, and we are taking our HBCU stroll with legendary coach L.C. Cole, and you know him, the coach, Johnnie Cole. And let's see, somebody just texted in, and Mario wants to know, do you think Jackson State will lose again this year? They're at Southern this Saturday, and then they host Alcorn at the end of the year. Do you see them running the little short table of their next two games?
I believe they'll win out. I think they're good enough to win out. I watched them against Alabama A&M. I was very impressed, with especially their defense, and impressed with the quarterback. He had a lot of pores, kind of sitting there through the ball, but their front four are pretty good.
I got you. Now, that Alcorn game is basically an intrastate rivalry, right?
Right.
So that's one of those ones you can throw the record out and just let them slug it out. What do you think, Coach Johnnie Cole?
Well, ain't no doubt. I just hope Secure Sanders don't get hurt. He's been sacked 30 plus times this year, and some of it, a lot of it is, him being young and holding the ball long, but he does. He don't get the team beat, and anytime you got great defense, it's hard to beat teams with great defense and a solid offense. So, I'm like my brother, I think they'll run the table. I think when the SWAC championship come between them and Prairie View, I think it's going to be a great game.
Yep. And speaking of, because Mario asked about that, I'm asking for myself, what about Prairie View? Do you think they'll win out? They're at Alcorn this Saturday. Then, of course, they have Texas A&M, so they're not going to win out. But then they close out against Mississippi Valley State on November the 27th. So do you think they'll win their final 2 SWAC games at Alcorn and home versus Mississippi Valley?
I'll go with Prairie View winning out. I think they have seemed like they have turned the corner a little bit, and I think they're on the right pace to finish this thing out.
Well, yeah, without a doubt. The quarterback, his name is Pass. So I mean, he's a difference maker. And I'm gonna tell you now, I'm not gonna hand the trophy over to Jackson State. I mean, right now we know those 2 teams are the 2 teams that are gonna be in it. I'm not gonna hand the trophy over to them. Matter of fact, hopefully we can be there. This kid is something special. I mean, he's a senior. He comes from a big-time program, the University of Louisville, where they toss the ball around. And the thing that he can do, that Glass couldn't do at Alabama A&M, he can get out of the pocket, just like with Texas Southern this past week. Gave Jackson State some problems because Anthony Body, their quarterback, was able to get out because Jackson State play a lot of man coverage. So once that quarterback break contained, he's tough and he can pick up a lot of yards.
We got the Cole brothers joining us. We got legendary Coach L.C. Cole. And, of course, we got the Coach Johnnie Cole. We're taking our HBCU strolls. Not saying that these jobs are going to open up, but you got Bethune-Cookman 1-5. Valley is 1-5. Alabama State already has an opening at 2-4. That's on the East. On the West, you got Pine Bluff at 1-5. You got Texas A&M 2-4, and you got Grambling at 2-4. And there is definitely rumbling at Grambling. Which of those jobs, out of those 6 jobs, would be the most attractive? Again, Arkansas, Pine Bluff, TSU, Grambling, or Bethune, Mississippi Valley, or Alabama State?
I would say Alabama State because they have the facilities and everything sitting there. The rest of them, they need construction to come in there.
Hey, AJ, you look at it. You looked at 2 builders. I would love to take Mississippi Valley because only the way you can go is up. I would love to take Pine Bluff because I went down to that city. The city of Pine Bluff is dead. And it's dead because that football program ain't where it is. I don't know, I took it with my brother. I don't know if we can take over a program that's already great because every program we've taken over and took it to the top. And let me say this, you're still looking at a man that took the only last black college football team to finish number 1 in the country is Tennessee State. And that man there was the head football coach. So I'm that type of guy that I like to go in and build, So, Mississippi Valley, I like that. Pine Bluff, but like you said, facility-wise, Alabama State, they got it all. They got the facility, they got the following, so it would be probably the best job that you could take over.
I would piggyback off what JC said. I wouldn't want to go into a program that's kind of already established. I think where it grows and the people appreciate you more is when they're down. I always said Mississippi Valley was a diamond in the rough. If when Jerry Rice was there, if they can turn around with Jerry Rice there, they can still turn around. They just not have put the right person in that setting over there. Because you're in Mississippi. Mississippi has a whole lot of football players in the state of Mississippi. Yeah. I just don't think they do a very good job of cultivating that whole that state there. They got a lot of good players there, and they don't do some things to the stadium and everything. I just think they ain't put the right person in there. I think any program could be turned around if you get the right leadership, and like you say, if the administration has vision, you got to have support from the administration, and everybody there's got to have vision. Is this the direction we want to go? Or we still back in the 1950s, but we still trying to pinch pennies? If you want to do something great, then you got to put something into it to make it.
Yeah. One of the problems like Valley have is they don't have full scholarships, and to me, that's an easy fix. The fix is let's sacrifice and put full scholarships. Let's get 2 big games every year to replace the money, and then you can be able to have full scholarships every year. And then once you get that thing going, I mean, the rest is history. It's just that simple, But they're starving the program, hoping that we gonna win. It's insanity. You keep doing the same thing, and you keep getting the same results. They hadn't won since Tottenham was there. I think Tottenham had a 6-6 season, when he was the head coach there, but they have one winning season in over 30 years now. I mean, you got to change up of what you're doing. I think it's a great place to win. You got small cities around it. You got a casino 30 minutes up the road. You could take that thing to another level.
All that cotton out there, all that cotton that they have out there,
and we ain't picking it.
And we've been picking it for a long time. It's time to give some of that money back to the school.
Oh my God. Let me see. We got the legendary Coach L.C. Cole, who just made me fall out my chair. We got the Coach Johnnie Cole from Second Chance U, of course, and we are in our HBCU Stroll. Coach L.C. said all that cotton out there, it's time for them to get some of that back, some of the profits and the proceeds back to the school.
Ancestors been bringing their back out there picking that cotton.
Oh my God. Hold on, man. My time. Coach L.C., let me ask you a question.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously, it's well documented what Coach Eddie Robinson went through when he had championship teams. Having taken the only HBCU school since then to a championship, and what were some of the things that happened to you behind the scenes that most folks don't know about? How did those folks come at you?
Well, I always just I think it started at Tennessee State when we took over at Tennessee State. We turned around and took a program and had won in almost 15 years over there. And then it just seems like when you come in with great ideas, changing things, and, the people on the outside didn't have no vision like JC and myself. They didn't have that type of vision. Our vision was to graduate the players, get the community involved, get the alumni involved, and that's what we were doing. We were just doing everything as possible. But I'll just say this, our athletic director, he didn't have no vision and understood about athletics, none at all. And we had to kind of like step past him. And I think when we kind of stepped past him a little bit, he kind of came at us with a vengeance, to try to offset us and different things like that. They suspended JC for 1999. They suspended him for the whole season. But said he looked at a football practice, one practice, and you suspend a man a whole season. Said he looked at the guys during the summer and at a practice, and they suspended him for the whole season. So, we ended up just deciding to go ahead and just leave from there. And then we went to Alabama State. They hadn't won there in a long, long time. And then we just came in there and did the same thing, got the community, got everybody involved in, and just had some certain people high up just felt like we was taking over the university and, felt like they was kind of left out in the cold. But I'll say this one thing here. If you go back to when Eddie Robinson and all them great coaches were during that time, they were ADs and coaches.
Right.
They controlled everything. They controlled the purse. They controlled everything. So nobody knew the president of the school or anything. They knew what? Eddie Robinson, all Jack Gaither and all them kind of stuff.
Right.
But once them guys got old and they started passing by them, I think the president said, this ain't going to happen no more. The football coaches are not going to be bigger than the university. But if you look at Alabama, you say Alabama, who you say? You say what?
Nick Saban.
You look at all these white schools, they don't know the president, but they know that football coach. But you look at black schools, you don't know none of them guys, but them presidents are saying, I run this school. You ain't running this school. So
one of the few schools that still has a head coach that's an athletic director is at Tuskegee. I know he's still the athletic director and the head coach, and they're pressuring him to do something different. You ain't got to go home, but we'll be all right if you don't come back here.
Coach Ruffin over at Miles is too. But one thing I want to say, about LC and my brother, when we were in OVC and we got there were coaches who won the championship, and they bounced from that one AA school to a 1A job.
Right.
And I can remember when we were meeting with, I can't call his name, LC, maybe you can, with the SEC commissioner. And LC was talking to him about, why can't I move up like they did? Because we won 2 back-to-back championships too at Tennessee State. And he straight told us that they just don't respect the black college. And if you want to move, you're going to have to take over a UT Martin. or Appy State, or in that time Appy State was 1AA, one of those PWI schools to even be considered. And
That's what I
20
was looking
years
for.
later, right? I know that's what you were
Yeah,
looking
that's
for.
what. And let me tell you
20
why.
years later, it hadn't happened still.
Yeah, let me tell you why I wanted to get that out, because you hear a lot of people when a black coach doesn't get an NFL job or a black coach doesn't get a Power 5 job, you always hear, well, they need to work their way up. They need to they need to work their way up. Here's a man on here now, two men on here now that took an HBCU, won the championship for all schools on that level, and instead of them being said, you worked your way up, now come on, let's have you over here at Illinois or Temple or a school like that. It's now you got to take over a Tennessee Martin, or you got to take over an Appalachian State, and somebody told you to your face, we just don't respect, we just don't value what you do on that HBCU level.
And like I told you, there's only one coach that's been at a black college in my 40 years of the conference that have left a black college as a head coach and got a PWI job. And that was the coach from Alcorn, who's white. You had Broadway didn't do it. Eddie didn't do it. Jay Gaithers, Pete Richards didn't get an opportunity. Anthony Jones didn't get an opportunity. Melvin Stewart didn't. Doug Williams didn't get up. All these guys have been winning coaches. Winning the SWAC, winning the Black College National Championship, and not only that, they don't even get interviews. And that's why I'm so not necessarily against the move of bringing these pro-black guys into our conference. These are the only jobs we can have. Now they don't move the marker to a black college graduate and a black college job and say, well, if you didn't play in the NFL, you're not really qualified. We don't want you now. So it's tough, man. It's a double-edged sword, and we just got to keep sawing on the tree.
Let me give you this note from a Grambling grad. He said this the other day. He said, when I was at Grambling, KC wanted Coach Rob, but he didn't go. Coach Rob has always said, one wife, one college, one team.
Well, that's how I got into black college with Eddie Robb and my brother, because I always, I played at University of Nebraska and then always coached them white college at Wisconsin, Toledo. Some people don't know my background. See, I always been at white college until my brother convinced me, and Eddie Robb convinced me to apply at Tennessee State. And that's how I ended up getting at Tennessee State University, from the get-go. And just like they just said, see, I coached with Coach Saban. I coached with Coach Saban. I coached with Bill Belichick. See, people don't know my background or where all I've been. I mean, I've been with all those people. How they know? See, people don't know why I win, because I've been on that side, played on that side, understand the business aspect of it and all that. Now, that's why people be wondering, man, how do these guys win so fast, do all these things? Because of expertise. And see, JC went to Texas Southern University, so we took black and white, we brought it together, see. So he educated me on this side of here, this is what you got to do when you're in black college, all this. And then on this side here, I knew the management style, the finance side, and all that kind of stuff. See, so we put all that together, and that's why we ended up being so successful so fast and so quickly everywhere we went, because, our backgrounds of what we know on his side and what I know on this side, like this, see, and I don't know if that, like I say, we was before our time. We kind of put that, what they say, like a Oreo cookie. We put it together too damn fast, and boom.
Oh, it ain't no question. I mean, and it hurts me because I had opportunities to go to the PWI side. And I chose to coach black college because, I wanted to be the big fish in the little pond, not the little fish in the big pond. Right. But in hindsight, it probably worked against me. I've coached with John Harbaugh as well as LC. Matter of fact, our offices were together. And the part that hurt me is that we can't get back into the game. I don't know if what is it, blackball by black people? Is that what it's called?
You know what?
I don't know.
Pause that for a second. Pause that for a second because I want to come back to that, and then you know what we got to do. We got to wrap up, but I got to run y'all through these games for this week. So we're gonna do them both, and then I got to get your power rankings, Coach. So we'll do all that when we come back. But we're gonna talk about that blackball by black people and others. We'll do that with the coaches right here on the lunch break on the legendary KYOK. This is good stuff as we take our HBCU stroll. Hey, what's up, everybody? It's AJ Jones with the lunch break on the legendary KYOK AM 1140 and 92.3 FM. It's that time of year when we are reminded of all the things we should be thankful for, and that it's more blessed to give than to receive. So with that in mind, on Wednesdays from now through Christmas, we'll give you a chance to win a gift certificate from Butterball. That's right, you can win a gift certificate for a Butterball turkey on Wednesdays on the lunch break between 12 and 2. Just be the right caller, and your Butterball turkey will be on us at the legendary KYOK AM 1140 at 92.3.
Well, I hope you are enjoying your weekend. Hey, everybody, it's Erica Campbell.
And I'm Griff from Get Up Mornings.
We want to thank you so much for rocking with us every weekday morning.
And after you enjoy your weekend, make sure you start your work week with us.
When you start your day with us, we'll help you get moving and motivated to have the best day ever. Go ahead, say it, Griff.
Best day ever!
So wake up with us. We'll be faith walking,
love talking,
and joy living on Get Up Mornings.
Get up. You're listening to
1140 AM and 92.3 FM. The legendary KYOK.
Nick from Acres Home, checking out my boy AJ right here on KYOK 1140. All right, Nick, appreciate you, man. We're back here on the lunch break on the legendary KYOK and the all-new 92.3 FM. We're streaming live, kyokradio.org, and we're streaming on Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, Twitch, and other places. So anyway, I've got the coaches, the legendary Coach LC Cole, and he went down a who's who list of who he's coached with, played with, all that. Man, I sure hate what's happening in your school at Nebraska, man. I hate it. Y'all get rid of that dude, things might get better. I'm sorry, don't go there. Don't go. Let me leave that alone. Let me leave your friend alone. And then, of course, we got Johnnie Cole, and you know what he's done at Texas Southern. But you made a statement before the break about being blackballed by black people. And I want to ask you why you think that exists, because it doesn't exist as often for some reason on the other side. When I look at Coach DJ Durkin, who literally ran a program where a kid got killed. And I don't think DJ Durkin was out of work for a year. I mean, you've had coaches that have had all kinds of problems, and as long as Urban Meyer got a job, he's going to find one of them. You know, you've got the coach's son that was at Baylor and was involved in all that mess that went on Baylor. And it seems like everybody in the business is trying to hire him as their offensive coordinator. Why do you feel like that's the case with black college football?
Well, I think as a whole, that's one of the problems with black folks. You know, we make decisions on feelings instead of making decisions on what's right. You know, and I've been around black folks all my life, black high school, middle school, all the way through, and I've been very successful through it all. You know, it's just that you know, it's about forgiving. You know, have I made mistakes? Yes, I have. You know, I was a young head coach when I got the job. You know, and you know, I made some mistakes in the program, but I didn't think the mistakes measured up to termination. You know, personalities had got in the way and I don't think that they look at the big picture. You know, every school in the conference since I've stopped working in 2010 have had some type of NCAA violation. Every school, you know, suspension, playing ineligible people, because at those times you only had one compliance guy for the whole program. So it was asked to me, well, if Texas Southern brought you back, what would they say? I think they would say that there's always two sides to a story. And Johnnie Cole did his time. Now it's time for the school to take their 50 part of it, because there was an institution of lack of institution there. And that he's one of ours. And he deserved a chance. And if anybody gonna give him a chance, you give one of yours. It's just like your own kid. make some mistakes. You're always going to be able to come back home. And and that's what I would say. But again, I think differently from a lot of folks. I think me and my brother do, because we keep our eyes on the goal. And at the end of the day, the goal is to win. And sometimes you got to give up yourself, and you always got to have the attitude. Your attitude will determine your altitude. So if you got a bad attitude towards somebody or something, you'll never achieve what you're trying to achieve.
My part is I just think I think the way we came on, I think we changed things, and sometimes you change things. It was the way we looked, the way we dressed. We didn't dress like the old coaches in a coach's shirt and all that. We had on nice slacks, nice shirts. We made our players dress professionally. We came out with a bang. Our kids had very confidence. Our graduation rate just sprung. When I first got to Tennessee State, the graduation rate was 20%. We went all the way up to 95%. And we just changed things real fast and all that. And we never asked people for things because I just had that connection on the outside. So I didn't have to go down to the local behind the corner to get $5 or $10. I kind of went across and got big money just from personality and going out and meeting people, because I just said the background where I came from. So I didn't go to the, how you go to the shoe shine shop and get $10 over there and play the number game and all that. We just came on a fast bang, and we just went so fast, and everybody just couldn't believe how we went, how we got athletes, and wonder how did these guys just do this and everything. I mean, we jumped Tennessee State. We jumped that program from being at the bottom to the top of white college and black college, and just people just got, I don't know, really sensitive and jealous about it, And then we went to Alabama State and just jumped it from the bottom all the way up to the top. Then who gets rid of a coach that's bringing in that kind of money and making people that exciting, and you don't want them back? My predecessor,
and you spent $500,000
to get rid of us. But my biggest thing is when I look down that roster, just what you talking about, all my predecessors that been in trouble, they either get payouts, just like the guy at LSU, he gets $16 million to walk out of that program. If you just go down Urban Meyer, how many headaches is he gonna get every time the things go bad? Florida, I got a headache. Ohio State, I don't think I can coach more. The Jaguars, lap dance, and I'm kind of like, Jesus, how many times this man gets an opportunity? And we
I gotta look it up because I can't remember this guy's name, but with all the stuff going on with Ed Orgeron and what we're now hearing that he's done, it's just amazing. It's just absolutely amazing.
He can $16 million for that. $16 million. Yeah, $16 million. He can pay $16 million for that, for doing wrong. And they didn't want to give me some breadcrumbs. See, they want to just find an NCAA thing to throw me out. So.
Yeah. All right, I need your brother to jump back on here because we got to run through these games, and I want to hear who you think's going to win. I want to hear who he thinks is going to win, and then we'll wrap it up. Okay, let's see. All right, Coach Cole, you back with us?
Yeah.
You went to the end to have phone problems.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, you got to start coming on a computer, man. You got to start coming on an actual computer.
Your uncle phone number. Hey, I'm gonna dial him on my phone, and he can talk right from my phone, and I'll tell you what he said.
Okay, do that for me because we got to go out in style. We got the legendary Coach LC Cole, and we got Johnnie Cole taking our HBCU stroll right here on the lunch break on the legendary KYOK. All right, so we get ready to take our walk down these games in the swag, see who these legendary coaches.
Message for 3.
Hold up.
Yeah, he probably got his phone on block. All right, Coach, can you hear us?
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. All right, let's do these real quick. All right, Saturday, Alabama State and Mississippi Valley State. Who you got? Coach LC, who do you have?
I'm going to go with Mississippi Valley.
MSV. All right, Coach Cole, who you got?
I'm taking the upset too.
Okay, all right. I'm sorry, I'm going to leave y'all right there. I'm taking Alabama State. I got to make a comeback. All right, Prairie View at Alcorn. Who you got, Coach LC Cole?
Prairie View.
Coach Johnnie Cole.
Prairie View.
Coach A.J. Jones, Prairie View. All right. Florida A&M at Arkansas Pine Bluff. This one shouldn't be hard. Who you got, Coach LC?
Florida A&M.
FAMU. All right, Coach Johnnie Cole.
Florida A&M.
FAMU. And that is a three-way. FAMU. All right. Bethune-Cookman at Grambling. Bethune coming off a big win. Coach Cole, LC Cole, who you got?
I'm going with the G, Grambling.
Coach the G-Man. All right, Coach Johnnie Cole.
I'm going to take Bethune-Cookman.
Oh,
I think that's what they needed.
I'm going with Grambling at home. All right, Alabama and A&M done found their mojo. They come to Houston to take on Texas Southern. Coach LC, who you got?
A&M.
Coach Johnnie Cole.
TSU, we love you. Hell to Texas Southern.
Oh, Lord. All right, I'm going Alabama A&M with your brother. And then last and certainly not least, Jackson State at Southern. Coach LC, who you got?
Going with Jackson State.
Coach Johnnie Cole, who you got?
You know what? That's going to be a real good game.
I have a feeling it is too.
Southern can run that football. I'm going to go with Southern.
You know, part of me feels like that's going to be an upset. Part of me feels like that's going to be an upset.
And they play at Southern.
They play at Southern.
Yeah.
You going with Southern?
Coach got to save his job.
I'm telling them Tigers going to get them.
I was going to say, Coach LC, I don't know how we done bonded like that. I'm going with Jackson State as well, but it could be an upset. All right, Coach Johnnie Cole, do me a favor. Send me your power rankings. We got to get ready to go, and we're not going to have time to get them in before we go. So just send them to me, and I'll post them up.
Okay.
All right. Coach LC Cole, tell everybody where they can find you and follow you and keep up with your greatness and legendary.
I'm in Montgomery, Alabama at Park Crossing High School where you see that PC right there. Appreciate all the comments on my right side of my computer. Y'all keep the faith. Maybe one day my brother and I will get back. And then y'all
There's some cold-blooded football.
That's right.
Coach Johnnie, tell everybody where they can find you and follow you.
Follow me on Twitter, Johnnie Cole, Hobo Big Play, Facebook, and Instagram, Cold-Blooded 9.
All right, and I say we got a note here. Say hello to Elio Juan Maricon. Juan, hey, man, thanks for hanging out with us on our HBCU Stroll. Gentlemen, y'all have a good one. Thank y'all for dropping in. Legendary Coach LC Cole, thank you for making time. And Coach Cole, Johnnie Cole, we'll see you next week for the HBCU Stroll.
Yes, sir.
Appreciate it.
All right, guys. Talk to y'all again soon. All right, y'all. We got to get ready to go. Of course, it has been another great, oh my goodness, Monday right here on the lunch break on the legendary KYOK and the all-new 92.3 FM. Again, apologize for the technical difficulties and all that, but we are ready to wrap it up. So I want to thank our sponsor, Butterball Turkey. Don't forget, you'll have a chance to win a gift certificate for your Butterball Turkey this coming Wednesday. Real quick, the Texans lost 8 in a row. Tyrod Taylor, very rusty. They lost 17-9, 9 turnovers in that game. And then the Cowboys got, I don't know what happened. They were down 30-0 in the fourth quarter as they lost to Denver 30-16. Atlanta got past New Orleans 27-25 on a last-second field goal. I guess Jameis Winston was more important than they said he was. College football from around the state. Number 14 A&M beat number 13 Baylor 20-3. Number 12 Baylor. Number 14 A&M beat number 13 Auburn 20-3. Number 12 Baylor lost to TCU 30-29. It was UT losing to Iowa State. It was ugly. Prairie View beat Alabama State 24-20. Jackson State beat TSU 41-21. Sam Houston stayed on top of the FCS, beating Dixie State 59-10. And then it was Texas College losing to Southwest Assemblies of God 63-0. As always, let's not be divided. Let's be united. I love you. We'll talk to you tomorrow.
The legendary 1140 AM KYOK Conroe and 92.3 FM K222CX Houston.
All right, y'all. Hope y'all enjoyed the show again. Sorry for all the stuff. We'll see you tomorrow. We'll do better.